Hello, my beautiful people. This is Anna Sharif again. So today I want us to talk about, issues that I've observed in our communities, such as the expectations and the high standards that we have placed on our pastors and their wives, that they are not supposed to behave in certain way or do certain things and act in certain ways, talk in certain ways. Now that I want to talk about today, because we don't put with pastors them in a place where we have put fear into them, and we know what fear can do to people. It cripple you. Fear cripples people, where even when they suffer, they struggle financially, in terms of their marriages, then they're afraid for come out. Would they see how Christians that they die these days because they of fear? Osinachi lost in life because she was so afraid to speak up that the church people, what would the church people say? These were her statement. So are we the type of church people who bash our pastors and their wives? Are we the type of church people who do not forgive? Are we the type of church people who demand that our pastors should suffer and their wives, failing to realize that it is not just the man who is suffering, it is the woman who is suffering in the relationship too. Both parties are suffering. Marital issue is not on one side, it is on both sides. The two people, they all get hurt. Would they fail for realize, say, before them people, they are assumed the role as a pastor's wife and a pastor, they are men and women first. They don't marry their husbands and wives. But these expectations where we, the church people, they don't put on them pastors there, it don't become unbearable that even when they suffer now, some of them they afraid for come out because then they fear of judgment, fear of discrimination, fear of casting them out, fear of blaming the men especially, that if we sit down and die and suffer silently. Today, I want to be the devil's advocate to speak on behalf of this particular issue. But before we go further, let us know the definition of pastor anyway. According to the Collins English Dictionary, it says pastor not a person where they serve as a priest or minister in spiritual and jurisdictional charge of a parish, church, congregation, and community. He or she is also a member of a clergy in some churches, especially the Protestant churches. A leadership role. That is what it means. The pastor is a leader of a church, a community, a congregation. Just like any other leadership role where anybody can assume. Manager, director, CEO, administrator, as some people will abuse that term. It's a leadership role. But the standard we don't put on the leader there, when a religion, because of religion, it's becoming unbearable to some of these men and women of God. With time does it now, some of them not even give a damn what anybody say, like, I'm suffering, I'm out, because of these high expectations. So, where pastor then they go through financial difficulties. I remember before we used to help pastors pay rent, pay bills. But after Corona, where Corona come, everything don't stop. So, if pastor do you a favor, you need for return that favor. If pastor say, if you can, pastor, I need a place for day one, no, just one night, another pastor host you by God before you left. Do ajo to pastor. Because why? When the month ends, the bill payers are not going to say, your title is a pastor, you are exempt from paying bills. Your title is a pastor, you exempt for pay rent and mortgage and all that. No, they don't say that. They expect that pastor to pay their mortgages and their bills. The best you can do. Do ajo. Not left all the bills then at the head. The next thing I want to talk about is the pastor's wives. We get some of them with women they are now with churches, them where they get the audacity for really cook for pastor. And expect pastor for take that wife. Now let me call the pastor husband. They expect this husband for take this wife, this food, and can't go to his wife. Now pastor's wife, his wife. Because pastor's wives are wives before they became that pastor wife. Last kunaba. Some of una are married or some of una are not married or whatever. But who say una think say that food una don't give pastor? Who say pastor for carry that food they go? Who's not think say that food dey for me? Now Pastor Mbele, me and I shall be a pastor's wife. Which I cannot, because the disrespect in our communities, our African communities, towards our pastor's wife is immense. It's growing, it's becoming a virus. It has to end. Imagine, hypothetically, I'm saying, I married a pastor and pastor bring food in my house. We mean a wife. Where I know say 99% of women, us females, will not tolerate that. Who's are the things that food they go? Now the man in Bel-Air or now the trash? Obviously not trash can. And when pastor in West want talk, when I say pastors in West so rude. Some of una rude past fab. But una want that the pastor in West become slaves under you guys. That cannot happen. By God, I cannot be a pastor's wife, because this type of behaviors cannot happen in my territory. And I hope and pray that some pastors' wives do not take it. Because, don't get me wrong, some of them people they are, yes, sometimes they know them women that they know that they behave like themselves, then high and mighty and all that. There's some of them know that they disuse and don't even want to talk to you. But the disrespect, it pass how then they behave sometimes. Sometimes. Not all. Sometimes you guys can get me wrong. But these are the things that I've observed, how we behave towards these men and women of God. We need to try to encourage these people. And we need to stop disrespecting these women. Because they are the ones who take care of your pastor. Papa. As you guys call them. You go to a store, you go buy one whole suitcase for Papa. You know, ask Mama if Mama, because that's all that they call the pastor and the pastor with Mama and Papa. These people are not your mamas and papas. Not to them born una then get names. Una refer them by their names. Pastor. Let's say, for example, I became a pastor and I can't be in church. Imagine nobody will come in church. I'm just saying. Just imagine me become a pastor. Just refer to me as Pastor Hannah. Don't call me Mama. So you go to store, you go buy one whole suitcase, can give Papa. Ask Mama, my Papa need clothes. That is disrespect in itself. If una get for do that, if una come together with the wife and talk, now this now want do for a pastor. But una go down and expect Papa for take that suitcase, they can't una know I think said in wife go ask her. In wife not get right for ask her, because una don't put her in this box, this hole, where una say na pastor so not supposed to talk. Oh, na pastor wife na dey behave so. Pastor wife na dey talk so. Pastor wife will be a holy mother full of whatever. Pastor wife na Mother Teresa. Now, Mother Mary, no, they are not. They are not. So, be respectful to your pastor's wives. They take care of your pastor, your papa. Okay? Another thing I want to talk about, this divorce rate where they go on. Where we don't put again, with man and woman of God, they're inside a box where they're not supposed to breathe. That they suffer inside marriages, they talk. They don't want to let nobody talk because na pastor. In a pastor left in wife so. Na pastor in wife nine behave so. This woman self he pass mako. Na so we all don't talk and lie. But the reason being that now this high level where we don't put them, high expectations that religious men and women of God should not go through marital issues. Says who? They should not go through financial issues. Says who? They are all humans. Pastors and their wives are not sticks and stones. Pastor not a logo. Pastor na human being with this heart where they beat inside our body. And so they deal with the wife them. They're not to stick, they're not to stone, the heart not to stone, the heart not to stick, the heart not to robot. If you they see that movie, they robot, they say, wona pass my and they squish una. Yet a low human being. When they go through the marital issues, we go fight for let them come back together because na pastor, they're not a motor man. Then they go through issues. Allow them, let them go through that issues. Let them able to come back together and talk. Because me, I don't even care if Lord Ho can talk to them people there. If they're not ready for sit down and talk, trust me, that marriage, they know they work. So this expectation, I say, they're not supposed to. Like we see, now make Osinachi, they die. Then Christians, then they die. They suffer slowly because they're afraid, the fear. It don't cripple them. For them not even come out and say, oh, that's why they go to the judgmental issue. Then go cast them away. They don't even want to talk to you again, safe. Some man go see you in public, they squeeze himself, but let not even see you like, look at pastor. Now you don't go left him with. So why? Why they behave so? Who are you to judge them? Who are we to judge them? The God of heaven, if they forgive we, pass we the bottom man there. We Christians, they will not, these days will not get no forgiving spirit. As, you know what? Anyway. But my advice here today is, any marital issues, right? I dey tell una this. Una need for sit down and talk to una self. I dey give una example why. Why be they go through my own marital issues, right? My ex believes in a pastor, the whole generation and congregation, and therefore come make peace. Me, I not be believe that. And still not believe it. Because, and he proved me right. Well, they go through marital issue, will call me own pastor. I felt so bad and sorry for my pastor that day, because this man don't give me time, say they can at church. We sit down, they wait for him. Me and pastor sit down 30 to 45 minutes, they wait. Then he showed up. Poor guy sat there, our pastor, listened to every cuckoo shenanigan, every nonsense in scripture, every rubbish I say. With the dump on pastor head. The dump on pastor head. Pastor sit down, he advise, he listen, he talk. At the end of the day, Eli said they come back now, he never showed up. You call, I know they pick up. The whole church call, and not pick up. So when one person don't make up in mind, say, I am out, there is no congregation that can bring that person in. And that tells you those men and women of God are humans first. They have heart. They get the right for make a decision for themselves. A decision that is not going to hurt their mental health. Because we all know what's in a marriage. We all know the mental issues. Where would they go through? Where would they go through divorce, man? It's not easy. Men and women of God and their wives and husbands are not immune to the pain of marital issues just because they have a title of pastor and pastor's wives. Allow them to go through their issues. Let them realize that they have missed each other. They cannot live without each other. They want to be with each other. And if una don't reach to that point, drop the ego, man, and call your partner. And when you call, not to fight, not in a rude way, not in a rude manner. If the partner calls you, don't attack them. Why they call me? Be nice. Niceness works. Just call and say, I'm just calling to check on you. Are you okay? Is everything all right? How have you been? In a nice way. But your manner of approach again determines that. If you call me and jump at me, why I don't call you? You know they pick up. The person is going to hang up on you. The person is going to assume you're not even ready to change. Some of we women, they go through marital issues. This is not even now for pastor's wife. Some of we party the way they advise you very bad. Then go tell you, say, if me like me, I know they take them. I know they call them. Hey, ma tell them. Some of them women they are, where they get problem with their man there. Then they don't flat na ground and beg them man there, yeah? The one that they tell them, say, no call them. It do bad. It not be supposed to treat you so. What do you do? Marriage na two people that they pull up. Unless you don't marry to yourself. Either the person will walk away, do something where you not like, or you do something to the person where make it walk away. So nobody, both people that are victims of circumstance, both partners in that marriage, because somebody, each and every one of us has hurt each other. So this notion of saying that one person ain't do bad, it's a lie. Now, if we not become realistic to ourselves, married way sweet, married way couples they not hurt themselves. No, they say they go haywire. Sometimes, yes, some people and they hurt them, they still sit down. This judgmental mentality we don't put on we self. Some of we man and woman, and they cheat on we more than the pastors and their pastors' wives. But una go left una own dirty clothes there inside una closet and begin judge this man there and then wife them. All of us has filth in our closets. But we cannot clean our own dirt. But we want to clean somebody else's own dirt. Because they have a title of man and woman of God. So please, today, Lord, we stop this high expectation behavior. And sometimes, but now the pastors themselves, now they don't do this. Because sometimes when they tell them, well, then they know they talk. Because they don't want to lose the highest tithe and offering giver. So they know they talk. Some of them, where they don't put themselves so high, they don't even want to talk to anybody. Whether they come at church, people are supposed to grab for them. Here comes man of God. So those are the levels that you guys have accepted. This is the reason why when something that happened to our men and women of God, some of these church members are not empathetic or sympathetic with you guys. You see. So please, let us start empathizing with our men and women of God. This level we don't put them is so unfair. But anyway, una not agree subscribe to my channel. Una please they agree subscribe, man. Una they go subscribe. For 3 years now they talk to una. Me subscription every 500 subscriber itself. Please, subscription is free. Go and subscribe to Hannah Sherif YouTube channel and follow me on TikTok, right? My TikTok account has grown so much more than YouTube. So please, subscribe. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Respect. Do ajo to your pastor. Stop for disrespect to pastor wife. All I can say today is, let us give these people respect. Respect for their own decisions. Respect for their wives. Respect for their homes, their finances, and everything else. Thank you and have a good day.